Welcome to Toledo Speedway. So glad you could join us for the Buckeye Cable System 50 here on BCSN Sunday night at the races. Of course, BCSN in HD, brought to you by Dave White Chevrolet. The place to go is Alexis and Monroe, Dave White Chevrolet. CJ Perry alongside Steve Ronkowitz and Rich France. We've got the ARCA Truck Series here tonight, 50-lap feature celebrating, of course, Buckeye Cable System's 50th anniversary in conjunction with the many events going on this year. Steve, I turn to you with the Truck Series. The big story here, I guess, is first of all, we're going to have a driver here with a first-time win at Toledo. Not a lot of experience in any one of these drivers, of course, Danny Jackson and Levi Mansfield, sort of going on to other things and other pastures. So really, this should be a first-time winner's race.
Yeah, it is one of the first times that you're not going to have somebody here who has been a past champion. You talk about young, this is a very, very young group. You look at somebody like Brad Junker, he leads with starts at 89. Everybody else is in the 20s.
Right.
So this is a very young group, but a very talented group.
And for the most part, too, you got some local interests, some stories here. Jeff Myers Jr. racing, of course, Brett Junker from Maumee, Ohio. So there is a local flavor to this race.
Well, there is, but then again, you bring in people from Colorado. This is one of those developmental series that doesn't get a lot of attention, but there are people who are looking for this series to be a stepping stone to bigger and better things.
Rich, I turn to you and bring you in here. First of all, some changes in the motors over the years. When this series started off, it was mainly 4 cylinders. They've done some engine changes over the years, so now these crate motors, we'll see some V8s. I heard there's 6 or 7 V8s in the field today.
Yeah, the evolution of this series has really changed since 1995. This used to be the Pro 4 division class, and they were all 4 cylinders. Then they advanced to V6s, and now they've advanced to even V8s. So it's really exciting to see them put the big motors in these little trucks.
And if you're driving one of these trucks, how do you attack this track? We heard some guys, they had to lift a little bit. They couldn't take it in all the way through, say, turn number 2. Also, the weight distribution is different on these things, maybe different from the cars that we're used to seeing, even the ARCA series that's here this weekend. So how do you attack a track in a truck?
Yeah, the V8's a little heavier up front on the nose, and also they got a lot more horsepower. So here, typically the ones that have the V6s, they'll be able to get in the throttle easier in the center of the corner. We watched Jeff Myers here just a little bit ago in practice, and he had to burp the car in the center of the corners with that V8. So we'll have to see how the others do. There's 7 of them in the field.
All right, really looking forward to this one. Should be a good race. 50-lap feature. It's the Buckeye Cable System 50, and it's coming up next on BCSN. Getting ready to go ARCA Truck Race. You got Jeff Myers Jr. here. First of all, Jeff, Rookie of the Year last year. Any kind of target on your back? You're just going to go out there and race your same race?
I'm just going to go out and race the same race. Over the off-season, my truck owner went out and bought a new motor and new truck. So, if anything, the new motor and new truck puts a little more pressure on it. Not so much the Rookie of the Year.
And you're from this region, so any added pressure here? I mean, this is your, right around your hometown track.
Well, I was definitely excited coming here, and this is my stomping grounds, But as far as the pressure, I mean, it's about the same at any track. Before you get belted in, all the butterflies flying, and just gotta get going.
Right.
So.
Going with the new V8 motor here, any difference for you? I know with the 6s you could really stay into it. With the V8, there's a little bit of, say, a delay in the acceleration. So what are you finding with this new motor?
I noticed motors, the new V8 is definitely got more power at the end of the straightaway. Usually the V8s usually tend to be a little more reliable than the V6s, but the V6s definitely got us beat off the corner, but going down the straightaway, we got them.
It's an interesting field. Not a lot of experience at Toledo. I mean, you think you can take advantage of that? I mean, yourself, not a lot of experience too, so it's almost like a clean slate for this racing field.
Well, luckily I had a lot of starts and stuff here at Toledo. Only one in the truck, but I used to race late model sportsman here, so I've had many, many laps here. So
you kind of know what this track is going to do and what to expect when you go into the turns, on the straights, everything.
Yep.
No doubt about that. So. First of all, how do you attack this track? I mean, it's a half mile, it's daunting for a lot of drivers, and it's very fast.
Well, first time coming out, you just got to feel it out. But, I mean, from my perspective, the way I got to take it is it's a 50-lap race. I got 50 laps to get done from 8th, so just take it nice and slow.
All right. Well, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, that's Jeff Myers Jr. Now we throw it over to Steve Ronkowitz.
Getting ready for the ARCA Truck Race here with Brad Junker out of Maumee, Ohio, and you're the graybeard in this thing. You got more starts than pretty much the whole field combined at this point.
I hate hearing that right now. Yeah, we've been here for a little while. Just been having a lot of fun with this series and never left. it's a good time, and I enjoy racing and being here. So we just keep on going with it.
As 2015 starts, what do you see for yourself as far as this year goes?
Right now we got a little bit of experimentation going on, so we're going to be doing some of that. I look for us to pick up at least one win, but we got a lot of things we got to work on still.
Well, with you being the elder statesman in this series at this point, you got nobody that's got a lot of wins here, so it's kind of an open year for you guys.
Yeah, there's a couple of standouts out there that are ready to win, and they're going to be winning some. So we'll just have to see what happens as we go.
A lot of trucks out here now with the V8. What's that look like for you as far as that scenario goes?
We've still got 6 in there right now, but we have plans. We just don't know for sure when that's going to happen.
Is it one of the things where you're comfortable with that V6 and you have a feeling like you know that engine really well and the distribution of the weight? There we'll go.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we just put that engine in Thursday night. I got it back at 7 o'clock, and we put that in, got everything ready. So in a matter of a couple days, we completely went through the truck and set it up and everything and had it ready to go.
All right, well, best of luck to you today.
All right, thank you.
All right, Brad Junker from Maumee, Ohio.
Getting ready to go ARCA Truck Series racing here. Got Bobby Dale Earnhardt. So first of all, I have to ask the question, of course, everyone I'm sure asks, getting past the famous name, how do you do that when you get into even a lower level racing series like this?
You just got to go out there and drive the car. I mean, you got what you got. I mean, yeah, the talent's there. They think the talent's there, and I don't know. A lot of people tell me I got it, so we'll see.
But you still have to go out and prove it, right? No matter what.
Exactly.
Started racing trucks 2013. Now this is your first time back, so any kind of rustiness, any trepidation you get out there, or was it just like old times?
It's a little bit getting back used to it, but after a couple laps behind the wheel, I got back in the groove, so we'll see.
A lot of rain here at Toledo this morning, so when you go out for that practice session, what was the track like?
It was very green, very slick.
Yeah.
So we were sliding all over, and once we got the track running good, it started handling pretty decent.
And you go into a race like this, 50 laps, what's your mindset going into a race like this? Is just do as well as you can, or is there certain things that you want to attack, certain things that you want to get out of this feature?
Just make it to halfway, and after halfway we normally pour it on at the end.
And for the rest of the series, you're going to commit yourself to the ARCA Truck Series, or just kind of see how that plays out?
I'm going to see how it plays out. We're working on some stuff right now, trying to run the whole series this year, running after the championship against these guys.
All right, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, that's Bobby Dale Earnhardt getting ready to start this race.
Down here on pit row with Caitlin Lear. And Caitlin, you talked to me a little bit beforehand. You guys had a long drive to get here, coming from Moulton, Iowa.
Yeah, we have 12 hours. I haven't slept since yesterday morning at 7 o'clock.
Well, you've had a different road coming to the truck series here in ARCA. Talk about that as far as your open wheel experience and what got you into a truck.
I've raced midgets for 5 years, and I started racing open wheel when I was 6 years old. I currently race midgets and sprint cars, so just whatever's available. We decided to move up to trucks because last year we tested one at Kentucky and we ran 8th, I believe is what we ran. And we thought it was just a new environment. We liked it, so we thought why not give it a try to get somewhere into asphalt series so we can make my way up the ladder.
Well, you had a lot of fun. You said you ran the ARCA cars on the dirt at DeCoin. Was it DeCoin or DeCoin? And you really liked that while everybody else was not too thrilled with it.
I love it. I love dirt. I grew up on dirt, so what do you expect? I qualified 19th, though, and qualified in front of my car owner, which was very awesome because he was not very happy.
So are your plans to run the whole ARCA Truck Series for the year?
Yeah, I'm going to try to compete for Rookie of the Year this year. And then next year, maybe stay in the trucks, go to cars, just whatever it takes.
All right, well, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
All right.
Getting ready to go racing here. It's the Buckeye Cable System 50 with the ARCA Truck Series. Celebrating Buckeye Cable System's 50th anniversary all season long with different events around town. This is one of them. Glad to be with you. CJ Perry, Steve Ronkowitz, and Rich France as we get ready to go racing. Talked to some of the racing talent earlier, as you could see, so a lot of people excited to go, and of course a lot of inexperience. Steve, as we said, noted before that Danny Jackson not here. Levi Mansfield is here but not racing. Sounded like with family commitments and business commitments, he's starting to step back from the racing world just a little bit.
Well, you got a whole lot of new talent out there, as we talked about the fact that you don't have anybody here. There's no defending champion, and you got to look at the fact that as far as a champion in the series goes, they're not here either. So we're going to crown a new victor today. They're going to crown a new champion at the end of the season.
No matter what. All right, let's set the grid for you as we get ready to go for 50 racing laps. Row number 1, getting the pole position, Brad Yunker from Maumee, Ohio, alongside Tim Meineke in the 17. Row number 2, Bob Michael Isaac from Erie, Michigan, alongside the 26 of Billy Straley. Row number 3, that's Sean Zepp. We've seen him quite a few times with these ARCA trucks, and Brandon Huff in the 21. Row number 4 is Cody Korick, and then Jeff Myers Jr., the driver out of Temperance, Michigan. That's Brian Brewer and Bobby Dale Earnhardt in row number 5. Row number 6, that's Caitlin Lear, almost said that. Mike Buckley in the 28, and the 05 of BJ Wallerman, who did not get a time in. We saw a couple trucks dive behind pit wall, and it looks like Wallerman in the 05, and cannot see who the other truck was.
That's the 20 of Brian Brewer.
Okay, so the 20 of Brian Brewer looks like they may be having mechanical problems and unable to start this feature. Pace truck is still out on the track. So I think the thing is, Steve, we've got a lot of the V8s and the crate motors coming in now replacing the 6, so you sacrifice perhaps performance for horsepower. Some of the drivers seem to be saying, you can't stand into as much. You have that delay in the acceleration. But in the long run, the V8 is probably the way this series is going.
Absolutely. I mean, there is no doubt in my mind about that. When you had 4 cylinders, as Rich talked about in the Open, you had 4 cylinders, right, and you got the option to go 6. A lot of guys went 6 cylinders. Now you're in 6s. You got the option to go 8. They'd go out and find a Jaguar V12 if they could, right, and shove it in that truck if they could find a way to do it.
And Rich, since you got a little bit of information.
Yeah, from ARCA, I just got confirmation. Both Brian Brewer and BJ Wallerman have engine issues. They won't be competing.
All right, so there you go. We are down a couple trucks as we get ready to head out. A lot of rain came through this morning, so the schedule was very much compressed. No qualifying for the ARCA trucks, but they did have a practice session and took the qualifying times from there. We do have an inversion in this field, so they were at least able to get out here today, even though, as Jeff Myers said, rubber was pretty much washed off the track, so it was pretty green out there.
Yeah, it was a green racetrack, and they were sliding all over the place, but they found a way to get around this racetrack. It's looked like it's going to rain for a long time today. Hasn't happened ever since we got race cars out there. Maybe it's one of those things where Darrell Waltrip was right. We've got that vortex overhead.
Sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes you get where the clouds just sit over Toledo Speedway, but maybe today it's definitely staying out of here. All right, Pace truck's going to pull out the truck. Let's go racing here. Brad Yunker in the 30 leading off. Tim Meineke and Bob Michael Isaac out of Erie, Michigan. And we will see how this all shakes out, because I believe Jeff Myers Jr. had the quickest time.
Yes, he did. He was the fastest non-qualifier, I guess, right, or however we want to say it, who in the non-qualifying session.
And if you're Brad Yunker, this would be a great race to win here, your hometown track. Well, he's now getting a little bit of pressure from Michael Isaac in the 27, and the 6 machine, Cody Korick, has moved up here, Rich. In 50-lap race with these trucks, what do you expect, say, for the first 25?
Just to kind of get sorted out a little bit, you can see some of the V8s that are running are kind of moving to the front. Cody Korick is one of those. He's got into the second spot rather quickly. So now you want to keep an eye on the other two, Jeff Myers Jr. and also Sean Zepp, who also has V8s. So we'll see how quickly they can get to the front.
And Cody Korick does indeed get underneath. Michael Isaac moves into that second spot. He's got Brad Yunker right in his sights. Yunker has led the first 3 laps, but certainly Cody Korick is making a lot of power. And that 6 truck noses down into it, turn 3. We'll see if he can complete the move, or is he going to lay back? Down to the front stretch here, side by side, Cody Korick. And he snatches the lead away from Yunker.
A lot of power being generated by that number 6 truck of Korick. He's just absolutely able to motor right by the V6 of Yunker that time.
So Cody Korick now has the lead. Yunker falls back to second. Michael Isaac, Billy Straley, Brandon Huff, Jeff Myers Jr., Tim Meineke, Zepp Earnhardt and Michael Buckley, there's your top 10 the way this field, and they're starting to get strung out just a little bit here, Rich. So although that pack of racers there might saw something interesting might happen back there, as Jeff Myers Jr., we're looking out to see what he's going to do.
Yes, it's really too early in the race to press anything. You see Jeff he just looked to the outside there just a little bit, then he comes back to the bottom. He doesn't want to do anything stupid this early in the race.
One of the situations, if the spot's there, they'll take it but not press too hard sort of situation.
Exactly, and you see him, he now moved underneath the 21 of Brandon Huff. So he's just taking his time. He knows he's got 50 laps, just like he said in the interview. I have 50 laps, no reason to rush it at the beginning.
And as Meyer said, he's turned a lot of laps here at Toledo Speedway, so that's really not the concern. A different sort of car, but it seems he's very comfortable with this weight distribution ratio. As he said, he's a light driver. They have to be 2,400 pounds, so he's able to backload that truck a little bit.
Yeah, when I raced at Toledo Speedway, he was 14, 15 years old. Jeff Myers was racing here. So, yeah, he's got some laps here definitely, so he doesn't have to be as concerned about not knowing the track or knowing what he can do.
And Myers does pick up another spot, so look out for the Jeff Myers Jr. truck. He's in the 4 truck, and he is now up into 4th position, so things could bode well for the Lambertville, Michigan driver. Reset the order for you. It's Korick, Junker, Michael Isaac, Huff, Myers, Straley, Meineke, Zepp, Earnhardt, and now Caitlin Lear has moved up into the 10th spot.
Korick has got himself out to a little over a 2-second lead right now. He is pulling away from the rest of the field and everybody else trying to play catch up to the number 6.
Steve, you hope to say you didn't see this movie too, but remember Danny Jackson, the few years that we watched him run at Flat Rock and Toledo Speedway, that certainly has been the case in the truck series where a guy can get out, get that clean air, and if there's only, say, 12 to 14 trucks on the track, you could really just kind of check out.
Well, that's true, but I'll tell you what, you got a really nice looking race going on for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th right now. And Jeff Myers, he is the guy who's kind of bottled up right there on the inside, trying to find some place around. He is going to go to the inside on Junker.
Junker loses a spot. That's Hoff. Myers goes to the low side. Michael Isaac looking to put Junker back a spot, too. Junker getting freight trained out of the way, loses 3 spots in the course of a half lap. Rich, what'd you see out of that last half lap as Huff led that charge and Junker just got hung out to dry?
I'll tell you what I'm seeing. It's flat out a difference between the V8s and the V6s. You can tell who's got them, especially from the center of the corner out. Jeff Myers Jr. was just strong. He just had nowhere to go. Once it opened up for him, he was gone. And so we'll just have to see how this works out. But I have the funniest feeling you're going to see a lot of V8s at the front of this race.
So a V8 may make it to the winner's circle. Caution flag comes out on lap number 14. That is the 17 machine, I believe, of Meineke out of Colorado Springs, Colorado, and he ends up down in the soft stuff. We've gotten a lot of rain over the past week, so that grass is definitely softer, even softer than usual with all that water.
He was able to get it fired again, CJ, back on the racetrack. I don't know that he put a whole lot of dirt on the track. That's one thing you have to worry about when it is soft down there. He is going to stay on the racetrack, not take it to pit road. But it will be Bobby Dale Earnhardt going down pit road.
Well, we saw Earnhardt struggle a little bit in practice time, Rich. So if you've got issues to work out, I mean, you're getting back into the truck. It's the first race of the season, so there are a lot of things that these teams have to work out.
Well, like he said also in his interview, it had rained last night. The track was green. The car was a little free. It was slick. He was sliding around. Once they got some rubber on the track, then it started to get better. So I think he'll be all right. Maybe there's just an adjustment he wants to make now just to do some fine-tuning. But we'll have to see how it goes.
All right, I see another truck back there behind pit road, too. That blue tent right behind Earnhardt. Didn't quite get the number on that, so maybe we'll check on that and see who's back there. We'll reset the lineup for you. It's Korick, Huff, Myers, Michael Isaac, Junker, Straley, Meineke. Although Meineke had to tag to the tail end of the field after the caution. Sean Zepp. Earnhardt goes behind pit row. And Caitlin Lear. And Steve, pretty impressed with Caitlin Lear. Just talking to her a little bit, I think you can kind of see she goes from the open wheel stuff, kind of getting then into the midgets and working her way through. So I think if a sponsor finds her or she gets hooked up with the right deal, Lear could definitely be a face in racing that we see for a while.
Well, talking with her during that interview, I wasn't totally sold that she's liking this whole pavement thing so much. She really loves running dirt. We talked a little bit before that interview as well. She couldn't wait to get into an ARCA car and run at DuQuoin. She thought that was the greatest thing. And if you talk to a lot of the drivers in the ARCA series, their 2 least favorite races are Springfield and DuQuoin because it's so totally different than what they're used to.
But if you love the dirt and grew up on the dirt as Lear did, it seems that she really, really found a spot there. I don't think she started 17th, I believe, in that race. I don't know if she said how she finished, but if she loves the dirt, it's a place to go back for her.
Yeah, she finished ahead of 17th. I believe it was like 13th she ended up finishing, so she was in a plus there. But it's a learning curve as she goes here. A lot of open wheel stuff that she's run previous to this, so putting some fenders on it and running a little different. But she knows that if you're going to progress in racing, a lot of times, many times, you have to have fenders on the race car.
Right. And Rich, this is her first start. So quite a few drivers first started here at Toledo. What do you tell a driver coming in here? Is there anything that you can tell them to expect? Because this is a very fast half mile.
Yeah, finish. That's the first thing. That's the first thing I would say. Look, they have a lot of rookies in this field, number one, and they have only one driver in this field has ever won an ARCA truck race.
Right.
So yeah, the first step is to finish. The next step, hey, if you're up near the front, then let's go for the win. But get some experience and finish.
All right, so we are still under caution here. Hopefully everything is sorted out. You see Meineke back in the pack. I think Earnhardt is also rejoined as well, so I believe we have everybody else back on the track who was able. We lost a couple trucks to start this race.
And sorry, CJ, but it needs to be said also in the ARCA Truck Series, you do not count yellow laps. So we are stuck with 37 to go right here and on a waiting pattern with waiting for everything to get cleaned up and ready to go.
Yeah, unlike USAC, when we were surprised that they counted all those cautions. Kind of got caught asleep at the switch there, but that happens. So it's Corrick, Huff, Myers, Michael Isaac, Junker, Straley, Meineke, Zepp, Earnhardt, and Aleer. Like you said, Steve, we've got 37 laps to go in this 50-lap feature, and they will double file restart them as we get everybody back in and sorted to go. This is the first race of the season, too. So we'll have to see kind of what goes on here. And that's the thing, it's a new season, getting ready to get going racing and get started. They go to Angola after this, May 30th, and on to Lake County Speedway the 6th. And then in Smithton, PA, it's the Motordome Speedway, and then Columbus on June 20th. Looks like we are getting ready to go back green as Pace Truck's going to pull off the track. Double file restart, Huff and Corrick. Huff started to mount a little charge, so we'll see if he has anything going from the outside. Oh, Corrick just powers back under Huff. You saw Huff get in the accelerator a little bit, and then Corrick just took off. Jeff Myers Jr. to the underside of Huff.
Well, Huff gave him back that position because Huff jumped the start a little bit, and that's what he needed to do was to give the position back so he didn't get penalized. Therefore, they're going to keep the start good.
That's what I thought. It was a little bit of a jump, and then you see Corrick just powered right back, and now Myers underneath on Huff. And if Huff isn't careful, now he slips back to third spot. Well, Corrick's making a lot of power in that truck, Rich. He's looking very good right now.
Yeah, I'd hate to sound like a broken record, guys, but this V8 power is just standing up. And I wouldn't be surprised if through the season, if this continues to be the case, to make some rule changes to maybe take a little weight off of the V6s or put a little weight on the V8s just to kind of equalize, because right now you can tell it's not a fair fight.
Well, it's kind of a strange thing because you have the economics, and if guys can afford certain motors and go with certain motors, but like you said, if you have the V8, it's probably more economical in the long run. But if you're a race team that doesn't have a lot of dollars up front, can you afford to put the new motor in the truck? So how do you balance that out? How does that thought process work?
Yeah, that was always the problem. That was always the problem with the 4 cylinders and the V6s is, the 4 cylinders, they really broke a lot, and it took you 3-4 motors sometimes to run a season. The V8s, they're a lot more dependable. So I guess if you do the math, one V8's better than a couple of V6s.
Jeff Myers took a look underneath Corrick that time coming down the front stretch, not able to make it happen, but they go to the back stretch, and Jeff Myers looks like he is the guy sizing up the lead.
Coming up on lap number 19, those two trucks are starting to separate themselves from the rest of the pack. It's Corrick and Jeff Myers. Myers looking very smooth, though, sitting in that second spot. And you can see Corrick now trying to cut down on that line, Steve. I think he knows that somebody is behind him and looking to take that spot away.
Well, Jeff Myers is backed off just a little bit, but he had made a quick run at Corrick 2 laps ago, and he's going to size him up again. I think you look at a couple of guys who have very similar horsepower.
And it looks like Myers is very good through the corners right now. You can see how he reels them in, even though Corrick is making a lot of power. And then he gets them right back in turns 3 and 4. So you got to wonder what Myers is. I don't know what he's thinking, but when would you make that attack? You wait till past the halfway point because we still have 28 laps to go in this feature.
And guys, I got to give a shout out. I'm watching the 27 of Bob Michael Isaac, local driver out of Erie, Michigan. He's the bass player in the band Vengeance that's going to be entertaining after the races here at the...
We got some rain coming down, boys. I think they're going to have to throw the caution in just a little bit. We've had some storms move through, so I do see some rain.
Well, you got to believe they'd like to get 2 more laps in. get you past halfway.
No doubt about that. Right now it's Quarrick leading, Myers in second, Huff, Michael Isaac, Straley. There's your top 5. 27 laps to go. We're at the 22-lap mark.
Earnhart's around.
Yep, Earnhardt
two.
just spun out in turn number 2, so the caution flag will have to come out.
Myers runs into the back.
That is the 28 of Buckley, as everyone checked up and tried to get around that truck in that wreck.
Myers came up on Buckley really quickly. He had no place to go, and he hit the binders and a little bit of moisture out on the racetrack, and he had a real handful hanging onto that truck.
All right, we're going to step aside, take a break. We're under caution. We'll get this all sorted out. Go back to green flag racing. When we come back, it's the Buckeye Cable System 50 here on BCSN's Sunday Night at the Races. Still under caution here at Toledo Speedway. So glad you could join us for BCSN Sunday Night at the Races. CJ Perry, Steve Ronkwitz, Rich France. Let's take a look at last year's points, how everything shook out in the ARCA Truck Series. Of course, Danny Jackson was your champ, and interestingly enough, Jeff Myers Jr. is driving that truck. You see Levi Mansfield, another driver who's sort of stepped back a little bit. Brandon Huff in the 21 doing quite well tonight. Junker, Myers, then back to Sean Zepp, Brian Brewer, Straley, and then the Gerhardts, Todd and John, rounded out your top 10. So you can see some of the drivers that are here today that are making an impact on this race. And as we learned from race control, Steve, that number 4 truck belonged to Danny Jackson. So one of the winningest trucks in the last couple of years. So no surprise where Myers is at with that truck.
Well, if you want to win in this series, you go and you find a truck that has won an awful lot of races,
right.
And you buy the crazy thing, and that's what they did, renumbered it from 5 to 4, and that's where Jeff Myers, you see a lot of that horsepower. But talk about Quarrick as well. This is a guy who runs extremely well on half mile, so a great battle up front between these two drivers.
And no doubt about that. Of course, this year, new champ will probably be crowned, as we said, even a new winner here at Toledo Speedway. So a lot of new things coming for the ARCA Truck Series, and a lot of these drivers getting their toes wet here, the half mile. Quarrick is very good at half miles, as we learned, but boy, Toledo, that's a different animal, and certainly rich for a lot of these drivers attacking this track for the first time.
Yeah, when I looked at the drivers list and I was talking to some of the officials, they said that Cody Quarrick was the only one who's won a race, and that was last year at Jennerstown.
Right.
So really, everybody is going to be happy. Whoever wins this race is going to be happy because it'll be their first win at Toledo Speedway, whoever it is.
no doubt about that. All right, let's take a look also at the ARCA Points Series. They're racing here this weekend, just see how things are going this year. Grant Enfinger currently leading. Had a really good stretch of races early. Steve sort of tailed off the last 2. He does well at Toledo, but we'll see if he can break through and get the win this weekend. Yeah,
he was very quick out here as well during qualifying. So Grant Enfinger starting at the front end of the field here tonight, or tomorrow as a matter of fact. So that's really good. Brad Smith, you see there sitting in 10th. Brad had a big wreck down at Talladega, had a couple of broken bones, one in each of his ankles. He has finally found his way back from down south, back to his home up in Shelby Township, Michigan. So he is recuperating up there. Send all the best to Brad Smith. So he'll be looking to get back in that car quickly, he said. He says, I want to get back in it.
He had to have been a hurting puppy, though. A couple broken ankles, collarbone. We watched that crash, and that was a great thing that he was able to escape with it with the injuries that he did. All right, so we are still under caution. We did have some rain move through and some moisture come through. You see Bobby Dale Earnhardt went behind pit wall, came back out again. We talked to him earlier, first time in the truck in 2015, so a lot of things to shake out for that. We will step aside and take a break, hopefully get some green flag racing action back when we come back here to Toledo Speedway. All right, back here at Toledo Speedway. It's the Buckeye Cable System 50, the ARCA Truck Series. CJ Perry, Steve Ronkwitz, and Rich France. 25 laps to go. We had some rain come through, so things have been in a holding pattern for quite a while. As you see the safety trucks out there checking everything out. And we will see if we can resume racing in just a little bit here. So from a racer standpoint, Rich, you're in this holding pattern. What's going on with the car? What's going through your mind? Do you have to flip the switch back when you go green flag racing, or do you kind of have to build yourself back up to it.
Yeah, boredom
Yeah.
is what it is. You're cruising around here. You can look out here and see that the rain is just about, it's just a couple little drops that are left. They're going to go back green. But, you know, you'd almost rather have them stop instead of driving around. But it doesn't look like it's going to be too long. There's still some dark spots on the track from that little shower, but it doesn't look like it'll take long to clean up.
Yeah, Toledo Speedway, for a surface that dries out relatively quick, does it take a while to dry out here?
No, nothing dries out if you don't have any heat. And we have all these clouds. We haven't really seen a lot of the sun today. We've had a few peaks of it, but right now, even with the shower going away, it's still very cloudy. So it's good that you have some heat in the trucks, and they put a couple extra vehicles out there to try to get the track worked in so they can go back green.
All right, this year Buckeye Cable System celebrates its 50th anniversary. Throughout the year, Buckeye will celebrate by sponsoring community and charitable events, reward its loyal customers with gift and giveaways, and recognize the company's excellent employees who make it all possible. Visit BuckeyeCableSystem.com for more details. And we just happen to be at one of said events that Buckeye Cable System is sponsoring for its 50th anniversary. So, Steve, you would have been, what, about 15 or 16?
Oh, that's
when that was incorporated?
1965 BCSN or
well, you were in your
Buckeye Cable started.
20s at that point.
I was 49.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
that's what
back
I
in the
thought.
mid-60s there, and
So you were drinking the metal mucil even then when Buckeye Cable System
Oh,
came
no
into
doubt about it.
existence.
I remember very well being able to get that good, clear picture, finally being able to see through the cataracts.
Nice. Even back then, huh? In your
You laugh, but
your
that is
first midlife crisis.
That's a true statement.
All right.
That is a true statement.
Now, see, now you make me feel bad.
No, you don't feel bad. You never feel bad, but that's okay. But it is great to celebrate 50 years of Buckeye Cable System. No doubt has changed the lives of many, many people with the ability of just news and sports,
Well,
the amount of things that
Just having BCSN come in, just doing this.
Having you and I together is
brought us together.
Just something that, you know.
Wow. Now, get the shovel out here. We had the rain waders on, so it's a good thing.
I think we lost Rich on that
Yeah,
one.
that was about it. They double
You guys now have me honored to be in your presence.
All right, they're going to double file restart him. I believe the weather has passed for the moment. See the
green flag is in the air, so hopefully they will pull the pace truck off and we'll get ready to go.
Cody Cork making a lot of power up there. Jeff Myers Jr. also on the outside. Look out for him. So I think this is going to be an interesting finish between those two trucks as long as they can keep them going. Brandon Huff and Michael Isaac, one of the local drivers that we spotlighted here, driving back and forth, looking for a good finish as well. And let's go green flag race and see what kind of start we get. Cork muscles it to the low side. Nice start for him. Nice start from Myers, though, if he can look to that outside and get anything going. And how raw is this track still, Steve? We said, how much rain came through and really not able to race as much as they had. As Myers looks to the outside.
It's just a little bit loose, but loose can be fast. Myers credited with the lead on that lap.
Side by side with Quark and Myers. Myers nosing ahead on the backstretch. Brandon Huff back there in the 21 machine. Quark to the low side through 3 and now 4. Myers trying to jet past him. Looks like Quark checked up just a little bit. And Myers finally trying to clear Cody Quark. And boy, that's just Jeff Myers just going, Steve, or Rich, for a couple hard laps and finally getting around Quark.
Yeah, that was his best chance. He did run as hard as he could because he saw that was his chance to take the lead, and that is one strong truck right now.
No doubt about that. Jeff Myers Jr. getting into the lead. And I was going to say how much does the raw track affect it, Steve, but apparently track's not affecting Jeff Myers Jr. in the least.
Yeah, it's not bothering him a lot. As we said, it was a green racetrack with all the rain this morning. He had a couple of practice sessions, had qualifying for the ARCA series. So not a lot of cars on track, but these guys seem to be doing pretty well out there.
Yeah, now see Myers starting to build that differential just a little bit, 0.3 of a second over Quark. Back to Huff, Michael Isaac, things getting strung out. And then Junker, he had the lead for just a little bit. He slipped back to the 5th spot. That second pack of racers, including Straley, Sean Zepp, Meineke in the 17 machine, Earnhardt, and then Caitlin Lear. She's riding in 10th right now. And Rich, if you're Lear, is this one of those situations where you just sort of want to finish the race and, if the spots come to you maybe, but you're not going to try to stress things out too much?
Right, because she's driving on pavement,
which is much different from
what
road.
Steve had said earlier. She prefers the dirt, so this is a learning experience for her as well.
So we got a learning experience for lots of drivers today. Myers really starting to stretch that differential, not almost 0.7 of a second. For the Lambertville, Michigan driver, Cody Quark hanging tough in 2nd spot. Huff, Michael Isaac, And then you see that second pack of racers. So right now, 1, 2, 3. And then now lap traffic is going to start to play an issue here. That's Mike Buckley in the 28. Remember, he had that little dust up in lap 1 or 2. So I would say the next quite a few laps here. Jeff Myers Jr. is really getting up on that lap traffic.
Well, one of the things, too, about the lap traffic is that it's not all bunched up. It's pretty well strung out. So Myers should have a pretty easy time getting through this lap traffic as long as they heed the way, and they do, moving down to the bottom side, giving him awful lot of room,
yeah,
Jeff Myers.
Buckley does the wise thing. You can see how poorly his truck is handling at the moment. He may be even coming to a stop here if he can make it back to that chute. And Buckley is going to be a dead duck in the water here in that 28 machine if he can bring it back under power.
Yeah, looks like we may end up with another caution here momentarily because Buckley not going to be able. Well, now it looks like he refired it a little bit. See if he'll be able to get it down pit road. Oh, and he will.
14 laps to go, and Mike Buckley does take it back. That was quite an ordeal, and also Earnhardt ducking behind pit wall again, too. Just has not been a good day for the Earnhardt team as he's struggled going in and out of the pits. But it's Jeff Myers Jr. looking to put Lear a lap down, and Lear running in the 10th spot, so we're looking to start to compress our lead lap, Rich.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Cody Quirk better not look in his mirror because he's got the 21 of Brandon Huff, who's running very well with that V6. And I don't know if the 6 truck of Quirk is starting to go away. That's the best thing I could figure. But Huff is giving him a heck of a run at this point for that second spot.
Huff looking very strong, 11 laps to go, but it's been Myers he's the first one to put any laps down on any trucks here, and now Caitlin Lear is coming up next for Jeff Myers Jr., and you can just see how well he just moves through those corners. It's as if, obviously the experience helps Steve, but also that truck, and it's being Danny Jackson's former race truck. That has got to be one rocket ride for Myers.
Well, they didn't mess up the setup. That's one good thing when they got the truck. That is a very fast race truck. You see Quark now going underneath Lear, so Huff as well. So you got your 3 leaders, and they have about a quarter of a racetrack now before they have to worry about any more back markers. So if anybody's going to make a move, and Huff could make a move right here on Quark, he tried to go down the low side, just not going to happen.
Boy, he had to check up just a little bit here. 9 laps to go. Brandon Huff looking to move into that second spot. He's been nosing around for the last few laps, and at a certain point, I think he's going to have to make his move on Quark. And we'll see what Huff does here in the 21. All the while, that gap has grown for Jeff Myers Jr. At one time, it was 0.3 of a second, then grew to 0.7, and now it's well over a second.
Yeah, he's got 1.2 seconds, and it's going to be a little longer as they come by the green flag, almost 1.3. So right now, quick race trucks out there, but Myers is the quickest.
Yeah, Myers is definitely putting on a clinic here. That truck is so smooth, making all that power. Cody Quark, I think you're right, Rich. I think that truck has gone away a little bit, but Brandon Huff has not been able to capitalize here, and with 6 laps left, he better either make his move or say, I'm going to settle for this third place
Brandon
finish.
Huff's truck is handling a lot better than Cody Quark's is, but it's that horsepower. Cody can't just get, when the 6 truck gets in the gas, he just separates down the straightaway.
So now we have the 5-lap signal from the flag stand. Jeff Myers, all he has to do is just point it, keep it in the right direction. They are continuing to go through lap traffic. Cody Quark, Brandon Huff, they clear Meineke in the 17. Back to now Michael Isaac, Junker, Zepp, Straley, and then Lear running in 9th spot. Bobby Dale Earnhardt, I believe he's back out on the track. Of course, only a few, 8 trucks now on the lead lap. I think Meineke is next with 4 laps to go. Jeff Myers Jr. Got to credit him. He picked his spot, and then once he saw the opening, he just jetted around that second-place car and really has controlled the second half of this race.
Well, it's exactly what he said he was going to do. It was a 50-lap race. He was going to bide his time, assess how things were going to work. He found a good opportunity. He took it. Didn't have to make a bonsai move, and once he got out front, he's just been continuing adding to that lead. 2
laps to go here. White flag will come out next time around for Jeff Myers Jr. out of Lambertville, Michigan. Making quick work of this track and this field. Cody Quark has stretched out his differential between himself and Brandon Huff just a little bit. Michael Isaac will have a nice run. And the white flag does come out. So really, for Jeff Myers Jr., this has been a very, very nice day, Rich.
Yeah, just like Steve said at the beginning, he got caught up in a little bit of traffic. He was very patient. He knew it was 50 laps, and just like when we talked to him, he said he was going to be patient. And now he brings it home.
There you go. Coming out of turn number 4, checkered flag will fall for Jeff Myers Jr., the first race The season for the ARCA Truck Series is in the books. Myers gets the victory. Cody Cork finishes in second spot. Huff, Michael Isaac, and Junker. And there is your top 5. Brandon Huff unable to pass Cody Cork in the end. Cork had just enough truck to hold him off. But when you talk about Lambertville, Michigan's Jeff Myers Jr., having a plan, sticking to it, and also knowing the track helps out a lot as well.
Jeff Myers knows the track. He knows his race truck now. He knew that it was a good truck,
Right.
but he's got laps under it. He knows it's a good truck. And when you know how to get around a place and you got good equipment, it usually leads to good things happening.
And guys, say it with me. First ever feature win at Toledo Speedway.
That's right.
For Jeff Myers Jr., there you go. We knew we'd crown a first timer. Jeff Myers Jr. is the one. And there you go. And the experience won out over the non-experience because Richie has turned a lot of laps here at Toledo Speedway, and being in this truck not affecting him at all. The weight ratio, all that kind of goes out the window. If you're a racer, it really doesn't matter in the end if you have good equipment and a good team.
I got to believe running the late model sportsman division here at Toledo Speedway with the V8 engine then helped him. I got to believe it did. And he showed it. He did a phenomenal job this afternoon. And that car was under him the whole race.
All right, let's step aside, take a break. Plenty more to come here from Toledo Speedway. You've been watching the Buckeye Cable System 50 and the ARCA Truck Series.
BCSN is the exclusive TV home for your Toledo Mudheads. We'll take you downtown to Fifth Third Field for every home game this season. Get coverage of every Hessman homer and victory-sealing strikeout from your favorite hometown team live like no one else can. It's all happening this summer exclusively on BCSN.
Want to get back in shape without leaving your living room? BCSN and the YMCA and JCC of Greater Toledo are here to help with your shape up. Whether you're a beginner or advanced athlete, our trained fitness instructors will lead you in the latest cardio, strength training, Pilates, and yoga workouts. Get active with your shape up.
BCSN, available exclusively on Buckeye Cable System, is presented by Ballas Buick GMC, doing business with character. The Andersons, a store like no other. And by TAS Electronics.
All right, back here at Toledo Speedway. Just finished up with the ARCA Truck Series and the Buckeye Cable System 50. Standing here, top 3 finish here for Brandon Huff. Brandon, a great run out there, but you said just came up just a little bit short.
Came up just a little bit short. Had a good run, had a good setup on her today. I got to thank the guys for a great setup. Just his last 10 laps or so, setup went away, and I gave it all I had, and congrats to Jeff on his first win, and Cody. I tried to get Cody at the end, but just ran out of time.
I was just going to say, great battle with Cody. You were right there nosing underneath there, and then just not enough in the end?
Just not enough, just tires. I used up all I had in the tires, and last 5 laps or so, I didn't have any left.
How about these V8 motors? Because you see, I mean, they're making a lot of power out there, so what's the difference going from the 6 to the 8?
We got a good powered V6. The V8s on the half mile today, I think they had a little bit of an edge over our V6 though.
And really, this group, not a lot of experience at Toledo Speedway. Jeff Myers Jr. obviously had probably more than most, so what's the track like for guys maybe attacking it for the first, second, or third time?
Toledo has a little bit of a challenge. Turn 1 and 2 have a little bit more banking than 3 and 4, and it's a bit of a challenge getting off 4 and off 2 at times. Just got to have some laps here, and Jeff has a lot of lap time here, so that probably went to his benefit today.
The rain comes down halfway through the race. What's going through your mind as a racer? Just got to wait it out. Is it boredom when you're just sort of making laps and doing that? Do you have to kind of get back into that mentality?
Just get into a game plan. If the track would get too wet, what we would do, how to adjust for it, and glad it didn't, but the track didn't go away too bad, and we were able to get it in, and really didn't lose much of that track during that caution.
Top 3 finish, not bad. So what does this set you up for the rest of the season?
That gets a good start on the points for the year. That's our big thing, is have best points as we can, and that's a good start for this year. And we'll go to Angola in a couple weeks and look forward to that track and get them there.
Do you prefer half-mile tracks? Do you like the short track racing? What's your preference here?
I like the half miles, but I do like the short tracks at times. Just mixed emotions on both tracks. I have a lot of fun just racing in general.
All right, good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, top 3 finish for Brandon Huff. Just not enough there at the end to beat Cody Cork or track down our winner, Jeff Myers Jr. We'll have more coming up from Toledo Speedway, so don't go anywhere. Back here at Toledo Speedway, second place finisher Cody Cork here with me. Cody, truck looked good for about the first 30, 40 laps. Then you said kind of went tight to start to go away on you a little bit at the end.
Yeah, we've been on a real fine line all day. I mean, ever since we unloaded, when we unloaded, it was just a little free. We put some adjustment in it, overcompensated crazy tight, tried to back up, back to crazy loose. We just battled it all day. I mean, there was no – it was just on such a fine line we couldn't really hit it. Like you said, first 20, 30 laps, I felt like we were really strong. It had a tightness to it, but I think it was kind of giving a false read. I mean, at the start we had we got out, broke loose, jumped out front, was able to run easy, and it probably looked better than it was. But then once some of the faster guys got up through the field and pressured us, it really kind of showed our hand, and it just kept losing the front end across the center. And Jeff did a great job getting by me to get the win.
Does the V8, does that compensate for handling? I mean, if you're making a lot of power, or is that just something you have to consider into the race setup?
I've only run a V6 once, and it was a Curse truck at Killcare. I noticed ours have a little more body roll with the higher weight. They have some more nose weight, but the setups we're running, that really doesn't hurt. It's just with the exception of a higher roll center, and then naturally a little more power, a little more torque getting off the corner. It's easy to cook your tires, or just it's just hard to find forward bite with them.
A day like today, compressed schedule. Qualifying was canceled. You had a bit of a practice session. What does that do to the race team? Were you guys just prepared and learned what you needed to learn during that practice session?
To me, it makes it more fun. You're up on the wheel. It puts the pressure on me as a driver to go out every time and get as much as you can. Puts the pressure on my crew chief. I mean, in practice, which was qualifying there, that final practice, I went out and set quick time, then Jeff did, then I did, and then Jeff did, then he had a really good lap, and there towards the end with about 3 minutes left, he beat me out by 1/100th of a second. It just wanted to run one more lap. We didn't. I don't know if there was anything there, but it's really besides the point now.
Second place finish, good finish. Obviously, probably, as a racer, you always want to finish number one. So what'd you guys take away from this race heading into the rest of the season?
It's a good points race. I mean, qualify second and finish second, lead a lap, get the bonus points for that. I mean, it's a good points day, but this is hands down my favorite racetrack that we come to as a series and just in general. And first time we came here in 2012, we qualified second, finished second. I've really thought of the place as home and really want to get a win here. So I'm
not a lot of drivers say that. Toledo is daunting to a lot of drivers. So for you to say that, I mean, you must really like this track.
It's a real racer's track. I mean, it has two different personalities. I mean, you can almost overdrive it on entry, lose your front end a little, but get back in the gas and carry it up like high on exit. Or you can back your entry up, let it roll the center, and then get hard off the corner on the bottom and kind of diamond the corner and drive straight off the bottom towards the wall. To me, it's just a racy place and just really kind of I'm comfortable here.
All right, second place finish, so you can build on this for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I told Jeff a minute ago we're coming for him here at Angola in 2 weeks. So.
All right, good luck.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Yep. All right, that's Cody Cork. They're finishing second in today's feature. We'll have more coming up from Toledo Speedway. Back here at Toledo Speedway with a very happy group. Jeff Myers Jr. getting the feature win in the Buckeye Cable System 50. That truck looks so smooth. Once you decided to make your pass, and you even said in the pre-race interview, you had your strategy, you stuck to it.
Yeah, well, at the start there, one of the trucks on the inside dropped out, so the whole inside line moved up. So, I mean, I knew Cody was going to get out in the lead and run away. So, but I still just took my time and just worked my way up there, got a caution, and then when lined up on the outside, I just let it loose. The truck was literally on a rail. I mean, I could put it anywhere I wanted and it'd go there. It was fast.
The smoothness of the truck. I mean, through the corners, Toledo Speedway is not a place you trifle with the corners, but you just look so smooth through those corners.
Oh, I had my line. It was glued to the bottom off the corner, and that's what you want. You know, that's where I was getting Cody at. So.
All right, we'll bring in Dad here, Jeff Myers Sr. So how proud are you right now getting this feature win?
Words cannot describe the pride that I feel for my son and his sponsors, Steve Perkins, all of the ARCA community. I tell you, this is a victory for local racers, any local racer that would ever have a dream of racing in a professional racing series. The kid is 18 years old. He's living it.
All right, we turn to our sponsor, another Happy Mad, Todd Bruning, Todd's Guns. What does it do for you? You got the name on the door, a kid like Jeff driving for you, so this is a big day.
It was pretty nice. I've sponsored him for the last, 3-4 years now, guys. Support the local guys. I'm in Bedford. He goes to Bedford High School. I mean, he was out of, I just saw his article in the paper, 3 years ago. I called him, said, hey, I want to do something for you. And then I started, because I sponsor him, I sponsor Mike Young, who's another racer. Mike Young was his mentor, so it just progressed, and this was outstanding being here. I couldn't tell you how happy I am. This is fantastic. Fantastic race for everyone, fantastic for Bedford, local community. Like Senior said, sponsor the local guys. I mean, it costs a lot of money to do this. Whatever you guys can do, if you have a friend or anything, any little bit helps. These guys, and it all stays in the community. So that's a nice thing to do.
All right, very well said. Like I said, very happy group. Jeff Myers Jr. getting the victory today. We'll have more coming up from Toledo Speedway, the ARCA Truck Series, the Buckeye Cable System 50. Back here one final time from Toledo Speedway. CJ Perry alongside Rich France, Steve Ronkowitz. Great race, Rich, for this Buckeye Cable System 50. Jeff Myers Jr., what can you say about a guy? He's turned a lot of laps, but now he's got this feature victory in the ARCA Truck Series.
Yeah, he was really excited, and his dad was back there crying. Yeah. He's really excited. They really worked hard here. And, it wasn't even close. He had a dominating truck today, and it showed.
No doubt about that. Steve, compressed schedule, a lot of rain came through. ARCA made it happen. These truck guys, they were very patient. They got out there, ran their race.
They did, and we had a little bit of rain during the event itself. Slowed things down just a little bit, but you know what? It came out. Great times.
All right, that's going to do it for us. For the hardworking BCSN crew, for Steve Ronkowitz, Rich France, I'm CJ Perry. Remember that BCSN in HD, brought to you by Dave White Chevrolet. The place to go is Alexis and Monroe, Dave White Chevrolet. See you next time on BCSN's Sunday night at the races.